How's it going, guys?
Remotely
This is
dope,
remotely
everyone.
dope. Which episode is this? Like 4 or 5?
Technical three.
Oh
How's it
yeah,
going? It's a beautiful night outside tonight.
It
yeah. It looks
is.
like it.
Where are you at? Riverside, California.
Yes, sir. Born and raised. Home of the degenerates. Let's go, dude.
If
Naked
you guys are wondering why Dakota looks a little different, it's because we got a different
butt.
third guy this week. This is Nathan, right?
Yes, sir. It's my name.
You was gonna say born and raised Nathan, born and raised as a Nathan, my whole life. Yep.
I thought I could sneak that past, but apparently not.
No, I'll call it all out. I call it as I sees it. As
I will
I
say,
see
Nathan, if you could record sideways. Oh, now he's gone. If you could record sideways, because it's going on YouTube that way.
it. Yeah. I see you're looking like Wilson from Home Improvement. All I see is just the top half of your face. I can't see your chin.
We scared him off.
I did.
So,
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Is it good for you, Clay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
No, I mean visually, is it good for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
You want to open it? No. You open my own beer.
What are you up to over there, Randy? What are you fitting with?
I was trying to fiddle where you guys were on the screen.
I
I was
was
trying
like
to make
waiting
it to where
for
I
you to.
could see your face because I didn't want you to try to adjust your camera more, so I was just fixing where your face was on my end. But I'm packing full. As of 2 days ago, Arizona is recreationally legal.
All right.
Hey,
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm like the
Beautiful.
welcome
Must
to
be
the
nice.
club.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the club, brother.
Thank you.
How's it feel to be able to get weed legally and not go to jail for a gram now?
I was already able to because I got my card, but
Ah.
now I think that everybody can.
That is sweet, man.
Yeah, it's only like $80 to get a card out here.
Yeah, no, it's a few hundred here if you haven't been seen for the condition that you're getting it for in the past 12 months.
Oh,
That's
shit.
wild.
Then you got to pay extra for them to see it for you right there on the spot.
Wow. Man, that's highway robbery, man. Like
Yeah,
out
it
here,
is.
even before it became recreational for years, to get a medical card out here was like $35.
Yeah. No, definitely California was like $35, but no, there's heavy state fees out here.
Damn.
I'm looking to get my cannabis agent card, and of course, when I googled that this morning, just medical cards kept coming up, and it was saying shit like $39, $40. I was like, damn, I might as well get that done too.
Oh shit.
You save a lot of money with the medical prices.
Oh, most definitely. I don't know if you're from California or not.
Nevada.
Nevada. Okay.
Vegas.
Oh, okay. You're in there.
Sorry, I just totally pinpointed the
You just
city where I
fucking-
get it.
You just doxed me. How are they
Yeah,
gonna
just
find me in the
doxed
2
the
million?
shit out of
It's
you.
all right. There are 2 million people here. I think I'll be all right.
Fucking but yeah, dude, the weed out here, I feel like since it became recreationalized, the fucking quality of the weed, like overall out here, dropped, man. Like it's
Dropped.
oh, yeah. It's fucking like well, I've noticed like before it became recreational, it was just medical, and you could still like go to illegal pop-up shops. You know what I mean? Like the weed was substantially stronger. Now you also have to pay for like an eighth out here, dude. It's like $65 for some whatever. You know what I mean?
Jesus
It's
fuck.
and so that's why like you don't if you're ever in California, don't buy weed from the dispensaries, dude. You're gonna waste your money. Make sure you have a friend who can grow better shit and you can get it for cheaper.
Yeah, the last time I went to California, I saw the dispensary menu for the closest one, and I just ended up going sober for a week for the first time in however long because I was not about to deal with that.
Dude, the other day, actually, not the other day, it was like a few weeks back, rather. There's this one clinic not too far from where I stay called Strains, which is a fairly popular one in the IE. It's out in a place called, well, a little desert town called Paris. Um, and dude, there was two different price eighths. Their house eighth was like 45, so still $10 higher. So it's not like too bad, but it's still too much to pay for an eighth.
Right.
And then the only other eighth they had in stock, guess how much that shit ran?
What, like 65, 70?
It was $90.
Oh my god! What was that, moon rocks
That's
or what?
highway robbery.
Exactly. I looked at her and I don't know why she got offended by me saying this. I was like, $90? Because I like just like that. I was anybody would react to that. Like, how the fuck are you gonna make me pay almost triple the price of what this is? Like, that's crazy.
Right.
Why the fuck am I gonna pay $90 for some bunk weed?
The
Anybody?
medical dispensaries out here are at least under 10 a gram, but for the most part, you can at least get some okay stuff that you're going to be very content with. You can get it for less than 10 a gram here. That's
Right.
definitely
There's some dispensaries in Vegas have kind of turned into Starbucks, so there's like one on every fucking corner. So if you know which ones to go to, you can get a pretty good deal. Like I get cartridges, 0.5 cartridges for 20, quarters for 50, and they're like 22% quarters. They're not, but I'm not like a crackhead. I don't need something crazy. I can just smoke a couple bowls and be good. Like I got used to it. You know what I mean?
right.
So before, obviously, I smoked like Gorilla Glue and Skywalker OG all the time and shit like that. But eventually, like my connects kind of fizzled away, and it just became easier for me to go to the dispensary, and I'm probably better off for it because I get like a little bit less high than I used to.
It's almost like weed that grows.
Fuck, man. Have you ever been to that? There's like one big dispensary in Laughlin. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which one? Do you
I
know the
haven't been to
name?
Laughlin.
I went
Recently, I mean.
I want to say it was last February, maybe the one before that, but I want to say it was last February. It was like the main one. It's fucking huge, and it's like right on the main road up top. It's like a little higher, and it's just a big old fucking building.
Because I haven't been to Laughlin since it was legalized, but I've been to Reno, and I've been to. Okay, so I was gonna tell you because you're in California. I don't know how close you are to Temecula.
Pretty close.
But my
Very
I have
close.
family out in Temecula, and their weed is cheap as fuck and bomb. I couldn't believe it. I got like what was it, like a quarter of this really high rated shit. I think it was like 35% for like $60.
Shit.
I couldn't
gotta-
believe it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you're anywhere close to Temecula, that's where to go for weed.
Okay, I might just make. Dude, that's funny you say that. My buddy Johnny actually.
Yeah.
He's in his house.
There you go.
First time, right? He was just
'Cause
gonna.
they
He
got-
got the big ass capsules and stuff. It was called, what was it, like White Diamond? Yeah. It was a shit called White Diamond, and he bought like half an ounce of that, right? And then he also got like those big ass Nesquik jars that are like fucking like this big. There's one of those full of pre rolls, all for $200. I was like, how the fuck?
Damn.
It's usually $5 a pop for a pre roll. So you're
That's-
imagining a Nesquik container full of those plus 14 grams for $200. That's crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, you gotta fucking tell me where to go because
The way I looked at it was the place I got it from was like this farm, and they only did delivery. I don't know if it was because of COVID or whatever, because this was like 4 months ago. But and it just dawned on me, like, these farms have probably been in place forever, and they just dealt under the table before, and now they're able to just keep it going legally.
about the FDA.
Well, that's the thing with Arizona is all the dispensaries that are already active right now are going to be the ones who get the first licenses for recreational vending.
That's how it was out here. All the ones that were all like super like you can tell which dispensaries have been here since before it was legalized because you have to like go into a first room before you go into the second room with like locked doors, and then they check your fucking ID. It's like all like you're at the airport, and then you go to Reef or Planet 13 or something, and they just check your ID and let you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Moreno Valley, the shop I went to there was the same way. You would go into a room, they check your ID, you'd wait in the room. There's a little security card there with a little fold-out table sitting right in front of him with a monitor that had a whole bunch of cameras on it. Occasionally, he'll stroll outside and stand outside.
It feels like almost as sketchy as getting it beforehand.
Yeah, and it
you
made
just
you feel so nervous going to do it. Because
you feel like you're at like a job interview.
Such a nervous vibe. Yeah, where you feel like I've never been to jury duty, but I'd imagine that's what jury duty feels like, just a whole lot longer.
Well, the thing is, weed is such a casual thing, and so like it relieves stress.
Oh yeah.
And
right,
those kind of dispensaries create like a kind of stressful environment to getting it. So especially if you smoke 24/7, like you're already high when you get there, you're just sitting there like, can I go in now? Or it just feels like it's weird, like the DMV.
It is.
It's just it definitely induces a strange sense of anxiety, or it can rather.
Yeah.
And then I noticed often in California, anyway, man, you'd get up and you'd walk with them, and they take you one by one, and they have one person that helps you the entire time, and it's just too intimate for my liking, man. Like, I want this to be as simple as me going and picking up a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to tell you about my day. I don't want to tell you about my plans after this right now. Like I just want to go in there, get my stuff, and leave. And you are just way too happy. Like I hate to be like that, but you're just too damn happy, bro.
I think I'm one of like the last. What's up?
It's like a drug dealer trying to be friends with you. Like, why the fuck do I want to be friends with my drug dealer? I want to buy my drugs from you. Give me my fucking drugs. You know
That's
what I mean?
I was gonna say. Like, it's like almost the opposite. Like sometimes you get that drug dealer that's like, oh, you want to stick around and smoke a bowl or blah blah blah. But for the most part, you get those business drug dealers that are just like, yo, what's up? Here's the shit. Blah blah blah. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to cause a scene. I'm probably one of the last people on earth that still watches new Simpsons episodes, but there was a Simpson episode recently where they talked about that, where Homer started a dispensary where you got the real experience. Like he was in like a fucking like a tie-dye hat with dreadlocks, and you'd go in and he'd just be like, what's up, man? You want a bag of shake? Or whatever, you know?
Damn, I never thought Simpsons would be something like that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Right? It was a good for someone I've been watching since I was a little kid. The Simpsons is just, they're right here. So there's like one good episode for every 10, but you know.
It's very true, especially the newer it gets, the longer it goes.
Same with Family Guy. I'm the same way. I grew up on that like Sunday night Fox block, and that was like what I looked forward to as a kid. So it's a tradition.
Fucking Malcolm.
Really like Stewie and Bryan's a bag of weed, everything's better with a bag
of weed. I love my favorite joke from that, because I was dating like a huge Whovian at the time. My favorite joke from that episode was he goes, since everybody's smoking, he's like, wow, and views for Doctor Who have been through the roof. Like, yeah, that makes sense, because at the time I didn't smoke. I was like, maybe that's what I need to understand that show. Okay.
Did your girlfriend at the time smoke?
She did before we met, but I was like such a huge dickhead, like borderline Republican at the time, that she like stopped for me. So she probably still did it behind my back and shit, but like as far as I knew, she stopped.
And I'm not talking about retarded. I'm talking about Republican.
Oh, I am against bias across the board, except for when it comes to Republicans. I have like I have a outward bias against Republicans, like straight prejudice. I don't care, mainly because it pisses them off. They all seem like they're not like human. They just only care about themselves. I don't know.
Sociopaths, man. Fucking sociopathic as fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's insane. It's very bad.
I'm glad you agree. I was like, oh, I hope this guy doesn't. He's like a Trump supporter, and I don't know.
I don't have a side.
When I told you you'd get along with Nathan, I really meant it, man. Like this is.
Yeah, like for me personally, I don't like talking politics in general, because it's a good way to ruin friendships, especially depending where you live. I don't agree with conservatives, entirely. I think they have good policies for like the economy, and I will give them that because that doesn't affect anything like socially aside from the funding. But
Right.
the liberals have really good ideas for the people themselves, but nobody's willing to meet halfway to make any of it work. And so I just stopped caring. Like at the end of the day, no, let me rephrase that. I didn't stop caring. I stopped putting my energy into a situation I can't control. Because
I
fucking
lost
You're right.
all hope for that middle ground and for that place in politics to ever take place. I lost all hope for that when I watched the presidential debate.
yeah, it's a fucking shit joke.
Dude, that was a shit show, and that was it. That was all. I'm totally lost all hope in politics after watching that. There is never going to be a middle ground. There's never going to be two people in power having a 3-hour long conversation and hashing out serious issues and really genuinely wanting to get to the fucking bottom of it.
No, they just want to win. That's it. That's all it is. And that's the thing. That's the dumbest thing about the presidential election, especially when it comes to late stage stuff like debates and all that. The debates aren't about doing what's best as president. They're about seeing who could be the best roaster, and then whoever's good at roasting is the best president, and then they win.
Yeah,
that's what happens when
Ivanka, Melania, Bo.
Sorry.
Ivanka, Melania, Bo, Hunter. My bad, dude. But Ivanka, Melania, Bo, and Hunter, all the members of of those guys' families, like none of them had anything to do with fucking trying to fix this country.
Not at all.
Not a single thing. It was a slander fest, like you said.
They added a fucking mute button to the debates for the second round. They added a fucking mute button because of how much of a shit show it was.
If you have to fucking mute the two people that are going to potentially be in charge of this country, why the fuck are they even there? Why are they there?
They lack so much discipline.
But like, dude, I didn't vote for a president because they're both awful. They are both awful.
See, that's what I did last time, but then Trump got elected, and I was like, don't get me wrong. I'll say publicly I voted for Biden, and I don't agree with fucking Biden by any means compared to Trump, but I'm just one of those people. I know voting independent or voting for like some third party is a losing battle. You got to vote for fucking somebody, and I wanted to get him the fuck out of there.
I voted for like city and state stuff because our votes really matter there. But like as far as presidential shit goes, like I've just stopped caring because we're gonna lose every year anyway. Everybody's going to lose. Like it doesn't matter. Like,
it's been the shiniest of two turds for like 6 elections now, so it's like it's easy to understand. I did the same thing last election, but I felt like
I was gonna vote for the Green Party, but I ended up not being able to make it to the polls altogether. But yeah, I agree. It's the shiniest of two turds.
Yeah, and it's like it's so belligerently angry about voting for one or the other. It's like I get there's personal feelings and reasonings behind why you feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, neither of them are going to be good for any of us at all because the government is good at fucking us, and they have been good at that since they've had people to fuck. So at the end of the day, why the fuck would they stop fucking us? Like that doesn't matter. They're just going every 4 years. It doesn't I don't fucking care who's gonna fuck me if I'm getting fucked, right? Every year, if I'm still getting fucked, I become a cum bucket eventually. I just keep getting fucked. So
yeah, but I feel like the one with Biden fucks less people.
Yeah. It's all about the greater good. If a couple of million less people are getting fucked, then
I get that, but the only reason I didn't vote for Biden is because he's been on camera being weird as fuck with kids. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and Republicans and people that are all stuck in their like shit. The people love to pull that up. My thing is with not you, but with like Trump supporters, everything Trump does. All this stuff that like, dude, I don't believe in, or I don't agree with paparazzi existing. I don't, I believe that we should all have privacy and stuff. And should Trump have been being recorded while he was saying grab her by the pussy? No, that guy was in the wrong. But it's still, he still said it, and it's still just, it is what it is. And people, and the people that support him are like, oh, he wasn't trying to be recorded, and he was just talking in private, and blah, 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 blah. And then,
there was a guy
comes out. Sorry, just to finish my point, Biden comes out, and then everybody's like, "Oh, what a fucking pedophile!" Like people have been calling Trump a pedophile for 20 years.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Me saying that is not me trying to give Trump any fucking leeway. That's why I didn't vote for either. But
Oh, I know. I could tell
yeah.
with how you said it. I was just bringing my perspective with
Oh,
the people I've dealt with.
I agree. Yeah, it's a like that type of interaction in general, like you're describing, is like I said, it's exactly why I don't fucking discuss politics with any like on a casual level with people I don't fucking know, or especially people I do fucking know. If I don't think it's gonna go anywhere good, but like if something like this isn't a debate over something as trivial as that. This is just us discussing our views and doing and discussing it how it should be fucking discussed by the presidential elect or the president elects themselves during the fucking debates. It shouldn't be a situation where it's like Joe Biden spouting, talking about something, and he has like an old man episode, and Trump just starts trolling. It's like, dude, get the fuck off the TV, get the fuck off the stage, stop doing this whole mockery, dude. Everybody around the world can fucking see this. Everybody can see this, and it's well, except for like North Korean shit, but like that's
So many people are watching it though.
they're just watching
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah,
The
it
whole
makes
world
the
is.
behavior even more baffling.
these are the heavyweight championship belt contenders of the 4 years, and both of them don't know how to box. So it's like,
Yeah.
dude, why the fuck are they boxing? You know, like it's stupid. Um, I don't know, man. I just as far like with the way the world's going, like with the climate and the natural disasters left and right, the fucking school shootings and the mass shootings in general. I feel like at the end of the day, being so worried about a president who is going to fuck us anyway is such a stupid. It's stupid. Worry about the things that we can literally control. We can make differences in areas that they won't, that they can. You know what I mean?
What I
And
what I really like is when people refer to this extreme polarization we have as a family debacle. You know what I mean? Like America is going through a huge fucking family fucking crisis because we're 50 states of polar opposites, and we've got a drunken aunt who won't shut the fuck up and seems to be influencing a large chunk of the family, and nobody understands why. And you know, that's America right now. But it's like, I like when people refer to it that way because no matter, you're still a fucking family, man. Like, it's the 50 United States. We got to figure out how to fucking make that shit work.
Yeah.
Like that should be priority number one.
Yeah.
How do
And
we
then-
get that shit to fucking work?
exactly. And the thing is, as like I don't know, like these two things don't inherently equate. What I'm about to say, but they can, and maybe like you'll get a grasp what I'm trying to say. We are the 50 states are it's a 50 member family, and everyone is vastly dysfunctional, as well as all of we'll say, like, let's say a state is a person, right? Metaphorically, all of the people in each state, the blood cells. What happens when all of your blood cells are fighting cancer, and we're trying to handle this family debacle? You know what I mean? Like if you have a state that is full of people at each other's throats for whatever, X, Y, or Z reason, there's no way we can hope for the greater masses to form until we can get ourselves into control first. And nobody fucking, man. And it's like, dude, everybody's so focused on the big picture, not realizing that the big picture will become better if we fix all the small ones first. Because it's just kind of fucking common
Yeah,
sense.
because I mean, the same kind of corruption you're seeing at the top is the same kind of corruption you see on
I'll be
local
right back,
levels.
guys.
I heard of
100%.
also, okay,
Where do you think
no
you
worries.
learn it?
I heard of so much corruption going on in Moreno Valley. I've heard I've heard of tons of corruption going on with Moreno Valley, California.
And all that shit.
I've heard of tons of corruption going on with Tucson, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
It happens on a local level. I think from what I heard, the Tucson, Arizona thing sorted itself out, and I think they're from what I've seen. I'm not an expert on their politics, but from what I've seen, they seem to have their shit figured out. So don't quote me on saying that Tucson, Arizona is corrupt, but Moreno Valley, that's definitely something that was confirmed, and there's no getting around that. That shit happened. That shit was live, and that's why there's so many fucking warehouses in that place right now.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy. And also like I don't know if you heard about any of this. Before my dad passed, he was a teacher in Moreno Valley High School. This whole fucking school board got fucking swept and reelected or whatever. because of this whole huge fucking fraud thing or whatever they did. Like there was a whole bunch of money being stolen by the higher ups of the district from the fucking school district or the school
I
funds.
know it was a little bit ago, but my condolences, by the way.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. The school, like just Moreno Valley is corrupt as fuck. And then you got, like you brought up Tucson. Tucson is
Tucson. It's a little tourist town by the Grand Canyon in northern Arizona.
Give me just a second. Sorry, I have to respond to this.
What I miss?
We were just talking about the corruption in Moreno Valley, California.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't
On a
know,
local level.
Hugely privy
but Moreno
to.
Valley, when it was first being built and founded as a town, was intended
Town where I
to.
graduated.
What happened?
It's the town I graduated in.
Oh, really? What school?
Vista del Lago.
Oh, okay, right on, man. I went to Kenya.
Nah, swear, right on.
Small world.
Small world indeed. I don't know if you if Clay knows this, but Randy and I knew each other from like young.
Yeah, we were like 9. I'm pretty
He
sure.
told
9
me
or-
that. I asked him, he said, I got a new guy for the podcast. I said, who is this motherfucker? And he said, oh, guy I've known since I was 9. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah, we previously did an episode of Here's Someone together, and that turned out a total success in my opinion. I had a lot of fun on that one.
I probably listened to part of it. That's cool. He's a welcome addition to the podcast. He seems to be very similar to us.
Yeah, definitely. Moreno Valley is a hugely residential town. I mean, there's grocery stores, there's restaurants, things of that nature. But as far as like industry, there used to be nothing any there at all. But through the course of time, a whole bunch of warehouses popped up. So now it's just become this giant hub of workers who work at warehouses, and Amazon and Ross and DD's and Skechers, and
right.
it's just all warehouses. So it's a whole bunch of minimum wage jobs at warehouses.
That's what happened to Reno. They put a Tesla suit Giga factory, whatever they fucking call that. They put that out there, and now everybody I worked for a summer out there at a slot machine warehouse, and everyone would tell me how horrible the housing market was because everyone started moving there for that fucking Tesla shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Just a second. I'm having to readjust here.
But I heard there was bribery going on. I remember this guy was going around in the classrooms trying to get kids to go to city, like give their testimony to say, yeah, we want these laws approved because we want to have jobs when we get out of high school to be able to pay for our college and shit like that. Like it was really interesting. They were trying to go at the youth in high school, and and the teachers let them in happily too.
It's disgusting, man, and it sucks because like my dad. I remember when my dad was working and talking about this shit. He told me about that. He's like, yeah, even the teachers that didn't want to, they didn't have a choice. It was better. They were like, oh,
that's insane.
And that well, my dad wouldn't have been. But if you have no tenure,
that's wild, dude.
The school board. That's why I'm saying like unions are good for the workers if they're for the workers. The education unions are shitty. Like they're very corrupt, very very corrupt. At least out here, I can't speak for every one of them. You know what I mean by any means, but
yeah,
the ones out here are bad. Riverside County.
Well,
included.
it's just like HOAs, I would imagine. I would, because HOAs usually aren't allocating their funds the best from what I've seen.
No,
I guess I might have lived in some places that have some pretty shitty HOAs, but
He's told about that. Yeah, they totally divert their funds to like way more useless shit than they do for the education. Usually, it's like they try to like focus on the infrastructure, like in colleges and stuff. And that's just to say that like they are putting their money in, you know, just to sound like they are, making it sound like they're free education,
Yeah.
but really they're just adding more, pointless shit to make the campus seem a lot more approachable.
Exactly. It's not a matter of being good for education. It's a matter of looking like they're being good for education for funding, and that's all it's been. And that's why, I don't the conservatives when they say like unions are run by the mob, but I feel like some of them are run like the mob. A lot of education unions being that case as well. I found that, at least from my experience and friends I have that are in like workers unions, like construction or carpentry or auto machinery and this, that, and the other, that it seems like a lot of labor unions are good, at least for them.
Culinary.
Well, I mean, there's evidence to suggest that, a lot of Trump's buildings had to do with construction work from the mob, because the mob was heavily involved in construction.
Oh shit! I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. Take my shit with a grain of salt. Then, with that being said, but that's
No,
bad.
I know that's what leads me to believe. That leads me to believe you, because if there was someone to know who is the mob involved in, he'd be the guy to know.
Right, and that's probably why being a worker for the workers union, you're getting a lot of money because you're getting paid by the mob, I guess. But
yeah, maybe the construction unions were run by the mob. I don't know. I'm not a historian, and of course,
I know nothing about any of this shit. So
definitely not with organized crime, but
just saying if they are run by the mob.
But there was a
Sign me
direct connection
the-
between a lot of the skyscrapers in New York and the mob. I remember that. That's a fact. And there was like architects getting thrown off buildings for not complying and shit. Like it was there was shit happening, bro.
I don't doubt that.
shit. Wish I had some blunt or a wrap or something. Sounds good right about now.
You said what? Sorry.
Oh, I said I wish I had a blunt wrap or something. That sounds good right about now.
Oh yeah, dude.
I do. Hey, sweetheart. Baby.
Let me see what I'm
You feel like
working
rolling a
with.
blunt? Yeah? Right on, thank you.
Oh shit. That's awesome.
Howdy, brother. How you doing? Howdy. Pretty good. Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
How am I doing? I'm doing a lot better today than I was yesterday, my friend.
Hanging out at the park, enjoying some air.
Randy, you remember this one? Tonight.
I know exactly where you are. I know exactly where you are.
Oh yeah, dude. This is one of the parks we grew up near.
That's Highlander
it.
Park.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I grew up there.
Hey.
That's the elementary. That's right. It's a fence separating that from the campus of the elementary school I went to, and I did all of my years of elementary school at that school. And I grew up down the street, and a couple of my best friends live in that neighborhood.
Yeah,
Well, here it's a little remotely dope behind the scenes for you then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's
What's
how.
up?
That's crazy. I'm glad that you invited me to do this tonight.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you were down to on such short notice.
Dude, fuck yeah, man. I was supposed to be working, but I have to start next Tuesday instead because some shit happened yesterday apparently. So yeah, basically, with that being said, I'm free, dude. I'm glad to be a part of this. Every time I've talked to you, it's always been an enjoyable experience. You know what I mean? Always something to take from it, and last time we did the podcast, I had a great time. So I thought, fuck yeah, why not, buddy, boy.
Took the words right out of my mouth, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad you made it onto the
I don't even need to be here anymore, Nate. I'm just gonna, take off, and I think you got from here. Remotely dope now belongs to you, because you got it all figured out. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, no, bro, I couldn't agree anymore.
Yeah, you bring some insightful shit to the table already. While we were talking politics earlier, which we don't do much on this podcast.
That's good.
Yeah, we try to keep the politics light, but we're not afraid to talk about it. But hey,
you see the picture of me like.
Yeah.
But Yeah, we try not to talk about it, but if we do, we do, And
Yeah.
you already said some insightful shit that got me thinking a little bit, so that's cool.
You're already on. I'm glad, man. At the end of the day, when I talk about most things, I'm not here to I'm not trying to preach. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm a firm believer that everybody's got the right to think what they like, and people's political differences don't mean anything to me. Like, you could be unless you're a fucking moron. You know what I mean? Like, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But let me take that back. The only thing that would stop me from being anybody's friend is if they're like a fucking idiot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
I
not
do.
to bash the person, but I need to be able to hold a conversation with someone to enjoy their company. You know what I mean? Are you a
Right.
fucking
People that aren't involved in it at all, it's really hard to talk to.
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time?
The people that just ignore politics entirely, I think you're kind of talking about, and don't really know what's going on. Like me, my political awareness can be measured on a pin, but of all things, I heard a joke in the Animaniacs reboot the other day where he goes, "Can you guys shut up? I'm pretending to listen to the news like an adult." That's me. Like I'll do my duties as I think, I'll watch the debates and I'll do that, but I don't know what the fuck's going on half the time. Don't listen to me.
Yeah, I have a basic general idea, but I'm not an economist, that's for sure. I'm not an expert on political studies. I'm just an average voter, just like everybody else out here.
Yeah, no. When I meant like an idiot, I wasn't even referring to politics. I was just talking about people being an idiot. My point being is as far as political views go, man, believe what you like, basically. I believe that, like I said, I think everyone has the right to think what they like and believe what they want, and live the life they want to live the way they want to. But that's why I don't have a lot of problems talking to people about stuff like this. I usually find that it's everyone sort of has some insights to give each other, and I feel like if people open their ears to each other more and put their differences down, just for a second even, they might take something away from it that might stop that difference, or even, or at the very least, get the fucking ball rolling for the process of making that issue, solving that issue. Dude, I'm high as fuck. I can't talk.
No, that was an astute observation though, because you're right. You got to be willing. You got to be talking to people that are. I think open-mindedness takes you a long way.
That way
Yeah.
Being set in your beliefs is never. If I think that's what it is. Always be willing to change. I never think I'm right. I just think what I think.
That's the key to growth. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to change, then you're not going to grow as a person or as an individual. Even something as small and insignificant as us as an individual, in comparison to the grand scheme of things, nothing gets better unless we try to change. You know what I mean?
Have I discussed? Have I discussed the egg? I think I discussed the egg with you, Nate. The egg by Andy Weir. Short. Have I discussed to you, Clayton?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, well, I don't think I've discussed it on Remotely Dope. I think I've only discussed it on Here's Someone, so I think it's worth going over again.
Okay.
The egg by Andy Weir.
I will be right back. Continue talking. I got to grab something real quick.
You know what? Since he'll be right back, I'll also be. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's give this motherfucker the floor. I'm gonna be back in like 20 seconds. I apologize.
I'm just gonna find something else to talk about because Clayton needs to hear about the egg.
The egg?
The egg.
The egg by Weir. Oh, you two. Okay. This works out great.
Okay.
So, The Egg by Andy Weir is a short story that is a conversation between a man and God. All right. Now, God explains that you have to go through every single life on this. And once you have experienced every single life on this universe, like I'm talking everybody, every single person and every single being who has ever existed in the universe ever, we live every single one of their lives and we are all the same soul, if you will. And after
you
we
guys have another
all
blunt when I left?
experienced the same. What?
Sorry, never. I that was rude. I thought you were done. I was telling a joke. Go ahead.
Oh,
that they would based off of it, but
and that the entire universe is an egg, and after you've experienced every single life, the egg hatches, and we become one of what is God, because God is its own race of people that is higher than us.
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
So the concept of the soul, because I heavily believe, how does that transition work? Do you believe in a transition at that point, or how would you question the, I guess, the odds or that possibility of, I don't know.
Do you believe? What is your belief on that? Do you believe that that theory has any legitimacy to it?
Like in stories and movies, soul can be described as one's personality. One's soul can get sucked down and all that stuff. So how would that like?
I'm not personally. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't have an opinion on it at
So
all.
in the 30, my bad. Again, my timing is impeccable. But in the 30 seconds I was gone, we got into existentialism.
Yeah, it's the egg by Andy Weir. That's what I was trying to tell you about. But you were like, okay, well, since Nathan's leaving, he's already heard it. I'm gonna leave.
The egg is fucking sick. Yeah,
I'm down.
Randy and I told me a little
But
bit about
I'm
it.
having a lot of trouble hearing your friend in the background, if I'm being honest, bro. I didn't hear a lot of what he was asking me.
Oh, really? Fuck.
But
Dude,
as far as souls in general, that's way beyond me. Way beyond me. I'm not in touch with myself spiritually. I don't meditate or anything like that. Like, I haven't explored that anywhere near as much as I should.
Yeah, people always tell me to do that shit, and I'm just like, nah, I'm too wired. That's not my thing.
I haven't taken psychedelics to be able to have an opinion on that. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I got to research before I'm even able to think about souls.
Oh, for sure, I get you. Yeah, no, I missed almost all of what that was about, so I just came back to hear stuff about like tripping balls, and I was like, oh.
I'm gonna listen back to that because I'm not gonna make the listeners listen to it twice. But I wanted to hear about the egg, and then I fucking left for 20 seconds.
Well, I
and
can
missed it.
explain it again.
No, I'm gonna watch it back,
Both
or you can tell me later. But you already explained it live. We're good.
Okay. He's like, don't do it again.
I'm just
Don't
like
do
I'm
it.
in like director mode. I'm like, it's all good. I'll listen to it later.
Dude.
But yeah, man, I don't know what's going on after we die. I have no idea.
I have such a love-hate relationship with this subject because I've been pondering it and losing sleep over it since I was like 8 years old. Because it's just so scary if it's all black. Like, what the fuck? That's what I think. I'm one of those. Like, everything is so random and fucked up. It's got to just be black.
I hear you. That shit used to scare the shit out of me as well. I don't know do you know who Kevin Smith is? I think that's his name.
Oh yeah.
Big fan.
Yes, his mom actually like died and came back. She apparently like he was on a podcast talking about this. I think it was Joe Rogan's, as a matter of fact. I could be wrong. Give it a listen. Maybe it'll give you some food for thought. That I feel like if that be the case and that's still something you experience, it could help. You know what I mean?
Well, at this point, I grew up in a really Christian family, so there was always that like, oh, if I'm happy, I'm going to hell, kind of. And but no, the older I get, and especially you mentioned Kevin Smith, Dogma is a fucking incredible movie. But yeah, the older I got, now that I smoke weed, I pass out at like 10 without a care in the fucking world. So it's no big deal.
Fair enough.
But yeah, the existentialism or existentialism for your friend over there was
I thought I was going crazy.
Got it all to myself, guys.
Oh, there you go. Everybody's got blunts except me. This is bullshit.
We smoked the blunts. We smoked the blunts.
$15, little man. But to bookend what I was saying, actually I forgot what I was saying.
I forgot some of it.
Something about growing up in a Christian family that said you couldn't be happy if you wanted to go to heaven.
Oh yeah, the older I got, thank you. The older I got, I stopped worrying about it. There's that old quote. I forgot who said it, but it was someone smarter than me. I know that much. And they said, uh, "Can you do anything about it?" No. Well, then why worry? Or can you do anything about it? Yes. Well, then why worry? It was like this little organizational chart.
Oh yeah.
And there's like no reason to ever really worry about anything because you can either do something about it or you
not.
can't.
Exactly, dude. And like, if you really think about it and like really try to like, if you use that as food for thought, man, it provides such a level of peace, dude. Because like at the end of the day, it's fucking true. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
there's things
Where I get
entirely out of control.
where I get stuck on things is when I know if I'm able to do something about it and I know what I need to do about it, but I really, really don't want to do that thing. Or the idea of the experience of going through doing that thing is going to be grueling or
Yeah,
terrible or
Yeah.
socially terrible or just
yeah.
uncomfortable or
So,
those are the things that stress me the fuck out.
well
Those are the
then,
things that make my stomach turn upside down and give me the
I,
butterflies, like I'm about ready to experience something and go into something that I know is going to be a shit show.
oh yeah, no, dude, I hear you. I hear you. When it comes to those kind of things, man, like from my experience, you know, like I've been there. Like I've been in situations where like I really want to make a big mistake. You know what I mean? Um, and there's like for example, I've had friends that turned out to be like rapists. You know what I mean? When I hear that,
Jesus.
yeah, yeah. So when I hear that, I get immediately fucking like I don't get angry like that. You know what I mean? But my first thought is all the times I shook this person's hand. You know, this, that,
Yeah.
other, right? And I'm like, fuck, I trusted this person because all of my friends, I love them all, and I trust them like family. That's why you're my friend. You know what I mean?
Right. It could
Yeah.
be anybody. That's the thing that's
Exactly.
really shocking. Like Ted Bundy had friends, you know?
Exactly. And Ted
Did
Bundy,
he?
that's a scary
Did
motherfucker.
he?
Because Ted Bundy's like one of the best. Like, best is the wrong word, but he's one of the best at his fucking profession, I suppose.
He had
I didn't know he had
charisma and
friends.
he well
He
the thing
was,
about what's funny is I was actually thinking of John Wayne Gacy, but
uh,
uh but Ted Bundy, the thing about him was that he had the looks and he had the charm.
and
So
he
he
was
just
very
seemed,
charismatic,
so
and
he
he was
used the halo effect.
exactly. I think he was a lawyer as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh,
I don't know. I'm not that deep into it, but
but if he was like assuming he was a lawyer, would take that with a grain of salt because I can't like back that up right now. But
I know he went to college. So that's
yeah,
None
something.
of the
he was a
these
very
are not things that
he was very
none of
intelligent.
these things
Very
are things that surprise me though. None of these shock me. Here's what shocks me. Did he had like a circle of friends?
oh
Yeah.
yeah, he was a popular
What?
guy.
That's
John
Everybody,
Wayne.
close.
So I
everybody.
don't know as much about Ted Bundy. Like I saw that fucking Zac Efron movie and I thought it was pretty stupid.
It
But
was.
but John Wayne Gacy, I fell into this weird serial killer rabbit hole recently, and John Wayne Gacy was the one that caught my interest, and I watched a bunch of shit on him. And this dude was like, he had already made a good name for himself. He was making six figures a year. He had like a good life. Sure, he was like, I don't know what the fuck his problem was, but he had this thing for like young boys. Like he was like 40, he in his 40s or late 30s or some bullshit, and he would hire like people our age to work for him, and then he would like find ways to get them over and one of the things that caught my interest a lot while I'm on this stupid tangent is he would put he would say that I have this perfect trick for getting out of handcuffs, and he would put on handcuffs and then escape from them and go, I'll show you how to do it, put it on. And then the kid would put the handcuffs on, and the trick was he went he would show him the key in his palm and he would go, the trick is to have the key. And then he would start like raping and killing them and shit.
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy was a fucked up man, dude. He's like arguably out of all the serial killers that are infamous, he's probably the worst, man. Like at least in my opinion, like his shit turns my stomach.
I
Uh,
agree. No, the one thing I was going to mention was that he wanted people to be conscious. Like, he didn't like the idea of fucking a dead body, but the people didn't want to fuck him, so he wanted to keep them just conscious enough to feel like alive while he was fucking them. So he would pour acid into their brain through like a funnel or something.
Jeez.
And every single time he did it, they would die, but he kept trying it. Imagine that, yeah, just it's like some Saw shit, but it's real.
We are not safe for work, kids.
No.
Fuck, man.
There was some other unnamed guy I saw a video about that cut his mom's head off and fucked it, but we can save that for later.
Like, it's only cool.
People are fucked. People are fucked up.
Horrendous, man. Horrendous.
It's insane. I couldn't even imagine smacking my mother. You know what I mean? Or like, it's just insane how differently people can come out.
Well, you know what? Truth be told, I think the people out there who are sleeping with the mothers, I think some of them couldn't imagine slapping their mother either.
I made this joke in a separate episode, but I think I watched that, either I watched that video with my mom or whatever, but me and my mom have like a very casual relationship. I call it a white people relationship because every other color they make that joke, like you say damn it in front of your mom and she beats the shit out of you. But my mom just lets me say whatever. And I told her when we saw that, I was like, if I was ever really mad at you, I would chop your head off, but that's where it would end. Like that'd be the end of it.
And my mom will get mad at me if I'm dropping F-bombs left and right for no reason like that. She'll speak up on that and be like, yo, well, come on, why are you talking like that? Like, it's just not necessary.
Yeah, no, I don't go as crazy as I would like with the boys or whatever. Like, I'm not like fuck this shit
Well,
back or whatever. But
I
I'll let
have a
out the
close
occasional
relationship
fuck.
with my mom, so I can get like that with my mom because sometimes my mom can act kind of bro-ish if she really she could totally act bro-ish if she
My
wanted
mom's
to.
like that too. Yeah.
And she'll make a solid attempt to sometimes and it'll fail and it's adorable, but I have a casual relationship with my mom, so it's really easy for me to let go and for me to not think about the way that I'm speaking as if I'm speaking to my mom. Because I'm a really easy person to talk to.
Yeah, like
I think
sometimes
that's-
I'll have those moments where I'll say something and then I'm like, ooh, sorry, I forgot who I was talking to for a second there.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'm not gonna lie to you. As a kid, if I cussed in front of my mom, I get my ass whooped. Like,
Oh, as a kid, that's what makes
Yeah.
it so mind blowing now. Sorry to cut you off, but like that's what makes it so mind blowing now. When I was a kid, if I said damn in front of my mom or hell, I would have gotten the shit kicked out of me. But all of a sudden, she's just one of those parents. Like the second I became an adult, she stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna go into as well. Is like when I became an adult, it became a very casual thing. Like they didn't care. Also, just like don't be disrespectful with it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Right.
When
could say,
when you're adult, it's gotta have context. It's gotta have context.
You can't just say, "Hey, fuck that guy," like that. You know, my mom would look at me funny. You know what I mean? If I said that, like, "Hey, mom, look at that guy. He's a fucking idiot." Like, no, it's probably gonna give me a smack upside the hip. And keep in mind, I'm 6'4". She is like 5'2". Like, I'm still afraid of my mom. She would beat the shit.
That's funny. I'm 5'6", and I think my mom's like 5'2" as well. But I could say something like that, and she would probably say the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, but the limit there is like I just can't cuss at her angrily. That's like the line. So I'm not gonna be like "fuck you, mom." Not like I would anyways. But that she would definitely be like. It's like if you could imagine calling your mom a cunt. It would be the same thing as exactly. It would be the same thing as that. Like I can go, hey mom, look at that fucking retarded ass cunt over there. She's acting like a stupid ass piece of shit. And that's just me exaggerating, right? But if I went, fuck you, mom, or even if I went, you know what, mom, you suck, fuck you, or not even fuck, you know what I'm trying to say. She would be like, and it would be like this whole thing.
Yeah, that would be a huge thing to my mom, man, and that she has every right for it to be that way. Like I owe her so much.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
my adulthood, bro. It's not even like as soon as I graduated high school and I was no longer a child, I went off on my own and I had the whole world figured out. Like my journey into adulthood was not that simple. Like I owe that woman so fucking much.
I know the feeling. It's in that same vein. I had an aunt who I lived with for a little while, and she knew like I wasn't a virgin. She knew she knew a lot of stuff, and she still like she wouldn't even curse in front of me. She would say like, "Oh, that's bullshit," and then she'd like turn around and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Do you know half the shit I say and do on a daily basis?" But then I saw her again when I was 18 or 19, and she said something like, she said some profanity, and she was like, "Oh yeah, did you notice how I curse in front of you? And I don't care if you like, I don't care anymore because I was like just barely 18 at the time." It's just weird to me how people function like that. If it's like if that's how you think, if you're either okay with it or you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want my 10-year-old saying, "Hey dad, how the fuck are you?" But at the same time, I'm not like gonna be like, "Oh shit, oops, sorry, buddy. I know you've
Yeah.
never heard language like that before."
Right.
And my old man, I think, kind of had the approach of, yeah, it's acceptable for you to cuss when you're a little bit older, not when you're 18, but when you're a bit more mature. It's acceptable for you to cuss, but it has to have context to it, and probably shouldn't do it in front of the woman of the house.
Right.
That was always the guys in my family too. Just you can curse in front of me, man, just not in front of the ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of respect and manners.
That's just being a gentleman.
Yeah.
You know, as a child, like I said, as a child, it was more so like it was for me. You know, you cuss, you get a smack beside your head, and you get an ass whooping, depending. You know what I mean? Depending on context and how you use it. Or
Yeah.
But now, no, it's just you could just be a fucking adult about it. Don't be stupid. You know.
Right. Yeah. Be an adult about it. Absolutely.
There was like one day,
Man, I am blind as fuck, and it sucks because I took my glasses off to clean them, and now putting them back on to look at the screen is fucking.
Yeah, I want to take mine off too because these headphones are like squishing them into my fucking skull, but I don't want to deal with what you're dealing with. I'll go ahead and join you.
Don't do it, man. It's not.
So, if it's all right with you guys, I'd like to take this moment to talk about my Twitch stream.
Sure, do your thing.
Remotely dope.
Go ahead.
Give me a follow. Remotely dope. No space. On Twitch. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag lately. I know it's a 7-year-old game, but it's tons of fun, and who doesn't love pirates, right?
Hey, GTA 5 has lasted like 3 PlayStations. Don't count yourself out.
Yeah, that's true, dude. Fuck. I don't understand it, but anyway.
Me neither.
I guess I've just been afraid of like.
Have you played Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Oh yeah. Like I love the fucking game. It's really fun. But at the same time, I wouldn't say it's a good Assassin's Creed game. I'd say it's a great pirate game because it is. You know what I mean?
There's many who argue that it's the best Assassin's Creed game. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong.
It holds the title Assassin's Creed, so it's still an Assassin's Creed. And I agree. I think it is.
Yeah.
But for me, though, I also really liked Odyssey. I thought Odyssey was phenomenal.
I never played Odyssey. The thing about Black Flag is you don't even play an assassin you don't play an assassin most of the game. The guy you're playing is not an assassin.
I've never played through an Assassin's Creed, so I think this is the perfect moment for me to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
Really have to ask her all those stupid questions.
But yeah,
Dude,
I agree. And that's exactly why I say, like what you just brought up. That's exactly why I say that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a great pirate game because it is. You play as a pirate. You know what I mean? And it's like it's the best Assassin's Creed game, at least in the games that played like that. You know what I mean? But then they changed it with Origins, and it's a different game now. But Odyssey is fucking phenomenal, man. You said you haven't played it?
No. Valhalla looks a lot like a kind of a Tomb Raider-ish type of game.
Yeah, man, like Valhalla is good, but Odyssey's better.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you get the chance, pick up Odyssey.
I think cosmetically Valhalla is oof. Like oof, like visually Valhalla looks
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Oh yeah. No, like
I've
I'm saying.
never seen a single game like Valhalla like that. Like I've never seen a game like that in my life cosmetically. Like I will give that to it every single day of the week.
Oh yeah,
It's
no, like I said,
beautiful.
it's a great game. I'm not disputing that, but like, dude, just check Odyssey out. I promise you, it's way cheaper than Valhalla right now, and
Yeah.
it's
You think it's better than Black Flag?
yeah.
Did this one come out right after Black Flag?
No, after Black Flag was fuck. There was a few, man. There was a few. There was that Unity thing that was like that multiplayer one that sucked.
Are there missions as like a human in like real time, like in like the future or whatever?
What?
Yeah, like there's, you know how like Assassin's Creed is like a big old simulation.
Oh yeah, and then you can play as the character outside of the simulation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that how it is? Is that how it is in Odyssey?
Yeah, you can like.
I wish they would just completely get rid of that as a whole. I really do.
I agree, it's stupid. I would just like to be in the past, like the simulation. But yeah, no. Odyssey, like you're barely outside the simulation, though. To be honest. So it's better.
How Black Flag was.
But yeah, Odyssey's phenomenal, man. You gotta give it a play. I think it's on sale right now too. Very cheap, and you just gotta play it, man. It's so fucking good.
That might be the next game I stream. Who knows?
There you go.
Hey, check his Twitch out.
Now.
What's your Twitch at? I'll shout you out on my
Remotely dope, no space.
Remotely
same as the name of the podcast.
All right.
We're all gonna. It's the podcast Twitch. We're all gonna Twitch together eventually. We just gotta.
Are you? Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, man. I gotta, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a PC. Well, I have a laptop, but I don't have like a PC. And I have no idea how to do any of that shit. Like as far as like computers go, I'm so inept. I don't know how to do that shit.
The sad thing is, I have a crappy PC, and I'm really good with computers and Streamlabs, OBS. I've been looking at that, and I just don't have the equipment. Once I have the equipment, it'll be a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna be building a PC in the coming months.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so I might actually record that and post that on the Remotely Dope subscribe subscription channel. Me building my PC.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah,
that might be something fun to do.
Yeah, this is our third video podcast. I think last time, for whatever reason, we did just audio, but we're back. God damn it! Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Remotely Dope.
Hell yeah.
Where else are we, Randy?
One thing I hate the most is when people follow.
You said what? Where else are we?
We're on YouTube,
we're
Spotify.
We're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public,
Apple Podcasts,
Overcast, Apple Podcast, Breaker.
That's what's up. Randy's got the hookup.
Stanford. Breaker ? I'm not sure if that's on the list or not, if that even exists. There's a whole long list of shit we're on. Wherever you watch podcast or listen to podcasts, we're on it. I tell you.
Oh yeah, and most importantly, eat your heart out, Joe Rogan. We're on Spotify. God damn it.
And we
didn't get paid $1 billion to move to Texas.
Spotify either.
Man, my fucking camera sucks, man.
Oh, you're good. You're about the same as us.
Oh man, I'm high as fuck right now, fellas.
That's what this podcast is about. I'm way more cross-faded than I usually am, but that's what Remotely Dope's all about.
Hell yeah, dude.
Where's my beer? Eventually there will be a compilation of me just like looking for my vape and my weed and my beer because I always forget which fucking side I put it on. If you pay attention, like every 5 minutes, I'll be like,
The building this looks like almost like a really nice like lighthouse.
What's going on, Randy?
I'll show Nathan my funk collection.
I used to go up to that area like when
I got Pathfinder. I got Post Malone. I got the Energizer Bunny. I got Iron Man. I got the Night King from Game of Thrones. I got a couple of Riddlers. I just figured, well, I had them in the background. It was worth showing. This is actually a few books here, but I figured it was worth showing what was there.
A little room tour built into the episode.
Yeah, just showing them what they were looking at this entire time.
That's cool, man.
I've just got my black back.
Is that an NES?
Yeah, it's a Super Nintendo.
I've got the SNES. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes. Yeah. We've also got a PlayStation 1, but it actually is the square one that says PlayStation 1 on it.
Oh, it's the Slim.
Yeah, the
Game
Slim.
nerd. I suck at them, but I know everything about them. Makes no sense.
Speaking of games, what are you guys playing?
Me?
Oh,
Last time you
go
told me.
for it. I've already talked about my stream. You could talk about the games that you play, Clay.
So I'm a big fan of games that you can easily pick up and put down. I think it's the ADHD, but the one game I'm really good at is Tony Hawk. So I'm so glad they made a comeback this year because my list of things I'm good at can go back to like 2. But so like Tony Hawk, Mortal Kombat, Rock Band, little ticky tack shit like that. I play Call of Duty because everybody else plays it. I play, Overwatch and stuff like that because everybody else plays it. But when it comes to my own like narrowed taste, I just go for like the kind of stuff I can zone out to,
Yeah. Are you playing that new Black Ops or Modern Warfare or anything? Or
I am playing Cold War. I'm not like I said, I'm no good at Call of Duty. Like I'm fucking worse than my 12-year-old little brother. But I play it because it's cool. It looks good, and I always get it for free. My friend buys it for me or whatever, and they just like land in my lap. So I play them.
When I really get into a game that's a multiplayer game, like the first one I really got into was Modern Warfare 2. That was my entrance into shooters, and that was the game that I was hooked on. And I'm a strong believer that practice makes perfect. So when I'm going to play a game competitively like that, it's going to be the only game that I play. I'm not going to play very much of anything fucking else because I'm dumping all of my time and effort into getting as good as I possibly can at this game that I'm playing.
Same, yeah.
So the most recent game that I did that with, because the first one was Modern Warfare 2, the most recent one that I did that with was Apex Legends. I played that for a year straight, and I didn't play a single other game aside from that for a year straight, Apex Legends. But I stopped getting better at it, and I grew bored of it, and every game became kind of the same to me, and it became a little too repetitive. I reached the height of as good as I was gonna get. I really think so. So I don't play Apex Legends anymore, so that's why I was streaming a single player game like Black Flag. I got that for super cheap, and that was like only $9 on the PlayStation Store. So I was like, oh, yoink! Never played it before. Had fun in the past playing Assassin's Creed games. Love pirates. Why the hell not? And super glad that I did.
$9, yeah. I have the 360 version of it, but I don't want to download it because the Xbox One version exists. I'm just like I played through some of it back when my attention span for games wasn't as good or well, and yeah, I know I have the 360 version of Black Flag, but I want to just get the one version from all the shit you've been talking it up for so long. It makes me want to play it again. Either that or Sea of Thieves.
It's definitely worth playing. And it's really super interesting to me the accurate history in that game there was an actual Republic of Pirates
Mhm.
that where everybody and anybody was tolerated, and they held elections, and it was this place of freedom. And I don't know, man. There's something really admirable about that. It really tugs at your heartstrings, and for me anyway, I really fuck with that heavy.
Yeah.
But England just came down, was like, nah, this is ours.
Hey,
Jesus
Nathan, can you
Christ.
turn your camera for me? Sorry.
My bad.
It's all good.
But from what I understand, I don't want to butcher this, but Blackbeard escaped with a bunch of other people by throwing a ship that was on fire and filled with explosives into one of the ships in the English blockade, and they used that to escape and sail out and got away. But yeah,
That's
the whole
good.
island was taken over by the English, and that was put to a stop.
I have
The idea is cool. It's
Assassin's Creed, correct me if
short.
I'm wrong, is like known for their historical accuracy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And each one, I have a bunch of them, but like I said, I'm not much of a gamer, so I get them from my friend, and they're just in my install list. And I've played a couple levels of a few of them, but I'm just not motivated enough or whatever. But from what I remember, they're like in each one, it's like a different version of him or some bullshit, like the multiverse theory, and they're just going to
No,
like different points in history.
it's ancestors. It's ancestry is what they do. Is they go through your genetic memory, and they claim that they're able to gather all of this information through everything that your ancestors experienced through your DNA.
Okay.
Yeah. So all these people a lot of them are related. I think there's like a few different bloodlines.
The
Or a
one
couple
main
different
guy I remember
bloodlines.
is Ezra, because you could play as him in Soul Calibur 6 or whatever the newest one was.
That's
The main character in Assassin's Creed 3 is related to the main character in Assassin's Creed 4. I believe they are both Kenways.
Ah.
Yeah. And then are Altair and Ezio related? No?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember, to be real. Don't quote me on that.
Oh, okay. But Desmond Miles is related to Ezio.
Well, no, they have to be related then. Because Desmond's related. That's not inherent.
Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of like ancestry shit going on anyway.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's what it's all about.
most definitely.
That's cool. Like I've said for the last 6 years, I should check that out. I'll probably will one day.
And aside from all the sneaky stab, being on a ship and getting into ship fights is super fun. They really did a great job of making ship battles exciting and fun and upgrading your ship. And I think they really could have done a lot more on customizing your ship. I'm a big believer in that. I think I'm a guy who really likes the customization, like Rocket League. Rocket
Yeah.
League, I have so much fun fucking with my cars on Rocket League. In GTA 5, I have so much fun fucking with my cars in GTA 5. Like, I think they could have done a lot better with the outfits. They could have given you a lot more options as far as shit to wear. And I think they could have given you a lot more options as far as shit to customize your ship with. But aside from that, they gave you consistently the ability to make your ship stronger and stronger. They let you change the color of your sails. They let you change your figurehead. But I mean, you had to continually upgrade your ship to be able to fight stronger ships.
I'll be right back. 10 seconds.
I hate to do this. My phone is at 5%. I can have a charge on.
Okay, no worries. I'll sit and talk to the camera for a bit. Hey, Clay.
That's the one that I like this.
Oh, hey, Clay.
What's up?
Nate here is having low battery with his phone.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay. So you got to go?
Yes, sir. I got to call it a night.
Oh, no problem. Well, I appreciate having you on, dude. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a
Yeah,
pleasure.
no, it's been a fantastic time. I really do appreciate you being here, as always. Look forward to doing this again in the future. I'm sure we will.
Oh hell yeah, man! Just let me know, and I'd be glad to hop on.
All right, Chief. You have yourself a great night, and thanks again.
You too. Later, Gator.
Later, man. All right, back to formula here.
Hey yo.
We got 40 minutes of runtime left.
All right.
This show, we've decided, because we could talk for fucking hours on end, but it's 2 hours long. And we've also got our after show, which I have officially dubbed, without consulting Randy, the Overdose. So
That's veto.
you don't like it?
Veto.
What?
Veto.
The podcast is called Remotely Dope. So the
No,
bonus,
it's
the
not
part
that
where
kind.
we're talking,
It's not that kind of dope.
it's dope.
No, it's like
It's fucking dope, but
the
it's also
adjective, not the noun.
it's
No.
called a double entendre. We're really doing this backstage shit right now.
Veto.
The
No.
Overdose, man. What the fuck you want to call it?
I don't know. I definitely think that this would take some time and discussion, but I'm definitely not for the overdose, bro.
Oh my god. We do see. Here's the thing. We do 2 hours
like-
on this podcast.
It's like calling it the cancer.
How is it like calling it the cancer?
It's the same thing.
How?
It's a deadly thing that some people survive from and some people don't.
Okay, so you're getting all PC on me.
Yeah.
All right, motherfucker.
Not even PC. Just
you act like
just
somebody's
no.
gonna see. No, see, this is where PC culture gets a little out of hand. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, you act like someone's gonna see, oh, the Overdose episode 1 and be like, what the fuck? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't see how it's a problem, other than for like ad revenue.
I don't know. It's desensitized to the fact that drugs are, a
We're talking about a
desensitized-
weed overdose. If you have a weed overdose, that just means
That's not
you
a
smoked all
thing.
of your weed in one night.
That's not a thing.
Oh yeah, a weed overdose? I'll make it a thing. Urban Dictionary, weed overdose.
Oh,
When
goodness.
you smoke all of your weed in one night, or because you smoked so much weed, you fucking eat everything in your fridge, or you drink all your beer, or I don't know. Weed overdoses are no fucking big deal. That's what I'm saying. It's not like we're overdosing on crack or heroin. That's different.
Yeah.
You overdose on weed, and the only thing that's gonna take a beating is your fridge.
I think you should put like overbaked then. I think that's a good one.
See, I don't like that. I feel like it just call. I feel like at that point, that's what I'm saying. The overdose, it's like it's clever. Not to jerk myself off here, but it's like clever in a way because we already did the main podcast, but we're still fucking talking. So it's the overflow, but because we smoke and openly get fucked up on the podcast like we've been doing for the last hour and 20 minutes, it's the overdose.
I feel you, man. I'm still not for it.
Well, then I don't know what we're gonna call it. If that's, man, I thought when I thought of that, I was like, wow, that is the absolute perfect title.
No, I'm sorry.
This
man.
this is not the immediate praise I was expecting.
No, I apologize. I hate to disappoint. I really do. But I mean it in like the adjective, bro. Like, that's dope. And then also back in the day, long ago, they used to call marijuana dope. I'm not talking about today's definition of the noun dope. of the heavy drug,
like,
you know?
okay, so like what you're saying is like when somebody does a fucking double kickflip, you're like, oh, that's dope. That's what I'm saying. It's a double
Yeah.
entendre. It's dope, and we smoke dope.
I,
You dope.
I
There's a
get you,
triple
but you
entendre
don't
for you.
overdose on dope. I'm a firm believer in separating the two. You don't overdose on weed. Weed is safe. Weed is in happy land. Weed is in comfortable padded room territory.
That's what I'm saying. Overdosing on weed is when you have the day
It's
off
not a
and you
thing.
smoked a little more than usual and you fall asleep in the middle of the goddamn day. That's a weed overdose.
I get you, man. That what I'm saying is
Agree
that's
to
not a
disagree at this
legitimate
point.
overdose. That's making light of what a legitimate overdose is, which is like a legitimate huge problem.
You're making light out of something that, like, okay, if somebody overdoses and it becomes a problem, they die. So we're only technically offending the dead, is what you're telling me.
No, because not everybody who overdose dies, but it's
People
not
that
sensitive
overdose. I think
to the family members of people who overdose. It's not just like overdoses only affect the people who overdose.
that's not what I'm saying.
Not the case.
I get that overdose. I don't know. I think that's a little too PC for my
I'm not
taste.
saying you can't
I
say the word overdose on a show. I'm just saying I don't want it to be the title of my fucking episode of a clip or anything. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, I got you. No, I'm just defending my side of it. Why I thought it was a good
I
fucking
feel
name.
you.
The only people that are going to be watching our videos are people that if they get offended at something being called the fucking overdose, then they shouldn't be watching our videos to begin with. If somebody has a heroin problem or if somebody has a huge problem with addiction and they're watching our 2-hour podcast where we're smoking and drinking and doing all this shit openly, that probably wouldn't be a good influence for them in the first place.
Right.
If they're so easily turned by something as a title of a podcast, then they were fucked from Jump Street. I guess that's my point. I'm not married to calling it that. I'm just kind of married to giving you my opinion on why I think it's bullshit because I think it would make for good content.
I feel you. I mean, this whole conversation about it has been good content, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, I disagree. Let's discuss.
Now this chunk we can call it the overdose question mark.
So we can do that, but we can't. You know what? I'll put it down. What I'm saying is, the episode is 2 hours long. I don't think anybody's gonna want to listen for that long in the first place. So the episode is 2 hours long. I like structure. That's the only reason we're doing it. But I like the episode to be 2 hours long. So we need something to call the Bill Maher calls it overtime. So I would love to call it overtime, but Bill Maher calls it that. I want to come up with something unique, which is why I came up with the overdose because we're remotely dope.
We could call it.
But apparently we're not remotely dope. We're remotely dope.
We could call it the afterlife.
The aftermath. The overflow.
That's Dre's record label, I'm pretty sure, is Aftermath.
Yeah, who cares? Oh, does our podcast remotely resemble gangster rap?
No.
There you go. We could call it Time of Your Life for all I give a fuck. It's called an homage.
I had the time of my life.
Oh, see, I was saying, I hope you had the time of your life. That's what I was thinking of, but...
I see. I used to be able to play that on harmonica.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
My
I
principal...
think I probably could if I had the tab in front of me.
I've been a huge Green Day fan since I was 10 years old, and I remember my principal played that song and sang it on guitar at one of our like pep rallies, and I was just sitting there thinking like, oh god, he's killing it. Oh, or he's
Oh, he butchered it.
bombing it. Yeah, he butchered it. I was like, oh god, why? Stop.
Yeah, I used to be able to do it on the harmonica. It was cool.
That's what's up.
I could do a
That
lot
time.
on the harmonica. I used to be able to just read tabs and just kick it. If I had the song to listen to and tabs to read, I was able to kick it.
Yeah, that's one of those cool songs. Like, if you meet anybody that says like, "Oh, I don't really know Green Day all that well," you could show them. This has happened to me more than 10 times. Uh, where you play "Time of Your Life" and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? I know this. This is Green Day."
Mhm.
That's that song. It's
Yeah,
just so exposed.
definitely. How much more time we got, man?
What are you trying to call it?
I'm running out of steam, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel it. Um, Yeah, dude, we're at about an hour and a half. We can call it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all listening, folks.
This has been Remotely Dope. I'm Clayton Ladd.
I'm Randy Kendrick.
See you next time. We'll
Peace.
figure out the ending.